Chester Council for the 1,200 emails that simply don't exist. So I have to accept it was a democratic vote. It's done with. We can forget that. But there is another matter that was involved in the same trial, same High Court hearing, involving the council and an allegation that they retracted. They convinced the first judge that it was true, but were forced to retract at the second hearing. I want to ask the council if it will achieve what I can't. But if I may, can I just read this letter, which will incorporate everything, which I sent to the Bishop of Chester yesterday.
It's not too long, is it?
No, it's a page and a half, Mr. Dare. And it's titled Letters to a Bishop. My Lord Bishop, you recently told me you were unable to assist me wrestle those still never proved to have existed 1,200 emails from the Cheshire West and Chester Council, but you didn't say why not. Bishop, will you kindly tell me why it ails you, sir? What causes you not to want to help me prove myself innocent of writing those emails, innocent of harassing 2 council officers and 2 council elected members? Bishop, only this week David Keane, the Cheshire Police and Crime Commissioner, wrote me saying he would not assist me in the same matter. He said I'd made a vexatious complaint against his close friend, the Chief Constable, when accusing him of deliberately failing to do his duty and investigate reasons why senior officers and elected members of the Cheshire Council invented the 1,200 emails and why the High Court forced them to retract in full their now proved dishonest allegation, claiming I attacked the doctors and nurses of the Leighton Hospital crew in 2011. You will agree, a most heinous lie. It seems to me, should the Commissioner truly believe I have lightly dishonestly accused his good friend of deliberately committing a most serious criminal offence, then indeed he and his good friend should pull together, have me arrested and the whole matter outed and settled in a court of law. Bishop, you may or may not recall how I went before the Town Council, the Northwich Town Council, in November last and asked its 17 members, including the Town Mayor, to help me prove I did not write those 1,200 emails. Disappointingly, much like the Commissioner and his close friend, the Chief Constable, and yourself, the Council also won't help me, won't even tell me the ayes and nays of its vote. Undeterred, I've yet once again written to my MP, Graham Edmonds, we've availed. I say again, as I've written Mr Evans on many occasions since first learning of the Cheshire West Council's accusations in November 2014. Disappointingly, much like the Chief Constable, the Commissioner, my Town Council and yourself, he too refuses to investigate or support my right to own those never proved 1,200 emails. But in all honesty, I put that down to the fact he is, after all, the employer of one of my 4 accusers, Cheshire West Tory Councillor for Dagenham and Malton, Helen Weltman. Since November 2014, I have also regularly written to and copied into my correspondence the editors of the Northwich Guardian, the Chester Chronicle, Carl Flynn and Michael Green. Disappointingly, much like the Chief Constable, the Commissioner, my Town Council, my MP, and yourself, they too refuse to investigate this serious affair. They refuse to support my right to own those still never proved to have existed 1,200 emails. Several months ago, I wrote to the local government ombudsman and the Information Commissioner, complaining how the Cheshire West Council refused to process my formal complaints or my freedom of information request, or my subject access request. I told the investigatory agents how the council also refused to permit me to state my case to its 75 elected members and to its standard committee. I reminded the ICO how the Data Protection Act 1998 confers my right to own those 1,200 emails, and I reminded the LGO to its own publication titled Guidelines Maladministration, wherein it is clear, should a public authority refuse to process a complaint in order to hide wrongdoing, then it is indeed likely guilty of maladministration. Disappointingly, much like the Chief Constable, the Commissioner, the Northwich Town Council, my MP, the Northwich Guardian, Chester Chronicle and yourself, the ICO and LGO also refuse to investigate this serious affair. They refuse to support my right to own those still never proved to have existed 1,200 emails. Bishop, when reading back all of the above, suddenly a cold chill ran down my spine, for I'm reminded how in 1933 the German Parliament made it unlawful for any member of Parliament, any judge, any magistrate, any church, any police officer, any newspaper editor, any town council, or any town mayor to give aid to a Jew. My Lord Bishop, are you able to assure me the UK Parliament hasn't similarly ordered yourself and all of the above not to assist me in proving myself innocent of writing and sending those still to be proved never to have existed 1,200 emails. 1,200 emails aside, what happened was the council accused me of attacking doctors and nurses that had saved my own life on 4 occasions between 24 and 2011, and produced no evidence. What they'd already been provided 3 months in advance of taking me to the High Court, and this gentleman to my left, Councillor Naylor, can confirm this, is that Steve Robinson, the Chief Executive at that time, and Samantha Dixon, who was about to become the leader of the council, both received letters from Leighton Hospital, or from the administrators of Leighton Hospital, confirming that it was nonsense. I hadn't attacked their hospital. They hadn't had to take steps to close my website down. They'd never closed anybody's website down. So Cheshire West knew 3 months before they stood in the High Court and told Mr Justice Edis this nonsense. What I would like this council to do is what I can't do, is to find out why this council went before Justice Edis and told a pack of lies, why it perjured itself, and why it will not investigate the officers that stood there and made these false statements. I don't know whether the council will. But what I can say is you've already told me you can't help me with the 1,200 emails because there's an ongoing legal case between me and the council. Well, I brought categoric proof this evening that there isn't. Already told Mr Shaw, the clerk, there is no legal action. That ended on the 29th of July this year. So in reality, your reason not to support me on the 1,200 emails is no reason at all. But I'd be greatly obliged if you'd help me out, because at the end of the day, the doctors and nurses who saved my life on those occasions would also like to know why the Cheshire West Council convinced the High Court that I had attacked them. And what still remains is the fact that the judgment contains the fact that the website existed. So somewhere along the line, somebody is guilty of perjury. Somebody is guilty of making false statements, and I say that that are the 2 councillors and the 2 officers of the council. So that's why I came here this evening. I hope you'll reconsider helping me with the 1,200 emails, because there is no ongoing case. But really, whether somebody or the council in its entirety will at least speak to or write to Cheshire West and Chester Council and ask them to be that they claim to be, open and transparent in this particular matter. Mr Mayor, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much indeed. I'll leave these...
What I will say, Mr Pitfield, is as we've done in the past, is obviously we'll respond to you in writing to the point.
Yes, yes, I understand that.
Did you just say that you're prepared to leave those?
Yes, indeed, yeah. The proof there is part of a freedom of information request made by a member of public to Cheshire West and Chester Council, and it states quite clearly the case was concluded on the 29th of July 2016. These here are a copy of a letter that's gone to Councillor Lynn Riley, the opposition leader of Quack, basically asking the same questions that I've asked today. Will she raise these matters with the council? Because at the end of the day, surely I should be able to have a serious complaint like this processed by Cheshire West and Chester Council. They refuse to process it. I say that's maladministration.
You're happy to leave that with us?
Indeed I am, sir, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
We will respond in writing.
Oh, thank you.